We're glad to have you with us on this Monday. I'm Tim McGonigal. We'll begin with some sad news from Pend Oreille County. A 17-year-old male from Shelby died yesterday after a car crash on Highway 219 near Conrad. According to the Montana Highway Patrol, a Pontiac car with 3 occupants was eastbound when the car went off the road into a field and rolled, landing on its roof. The driver and one of the passengers were thrown from the vehicle. The driver was pronounced dead, and the passengers, both of whom were also teenagers, were taken to a nearby hospital with unspecified injuries. Montana Highway Patrol troopers said that speed may have been a factor in the crash, but there is no indication that impaired driving was involved. The name of the driver has not been released by the Pend Oreille County Coroner's Office at this time. Only one of the 3 people in that car was wearing a seatbelt. Also from north central Montana, Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks announces the capture of 3 grizzlies southwest of Shelby. The bears were attempting to obtain grain from one of the many grain spills across the Golden Triangle. The 3 bears, an adult female grizzly and 2 yearlings, had been frequenting residences in pursuit of grain spills. FWP said they have been working to secure the grain and deal with those spills. None of the bears had been involved in past conflicts and will be safely relocated. Well, we've received quite a bit of rain in some locations today. Our STORMTracker weather team is standing by to give us the rain totals so far. And for the numbers, we head on over and send it to Grant Garland. Grant?
All right, Tim. Well, good evening, everyone. I hope that you have had a great start to your work week. We have looked at a lot of rainfall over the Electric City today. Over 3/10 of an inch in here in Great Falls, over 3/10 of an inch in Cut Bank. As you head on down towards the Capitol, not quite 2/10 of an inch of rain, but almost. And out towards Glasgow, over 1/2 an inch of rain. And we're continuing to see the scattered showers. And I really want to zoom in here real quick to the storms that are kind of bowing out towards Wolf Point and Glasgow. Still looking at a lot of lightning associated with this storm, and we'll be able to bring a lot of downpours. And then taking it kind of closer to home, we're looking at scattered showers that have really kind of started to move towards Stanford, Lewistown, Harlowton, and White Sulphur Springs. Wolf Creek also getting in on some rain at this point in time. Outside looks kind of gloomy, 53 degrees here in Great Falls. Really kind of chilly too, with that wind out of the southwest at around 10 miles an hour. Temperatures though, 53 degrees here in the Electric City. A little bit warmer down in Helen at 55. Now later in the show, I'll show you a warming trend as well as a drying trend we can expect to see later on in the work week. But for now, Tim, back to you.
Thanks, Grant. New cases of coronavirus in the Treasure State have pushed Montana's total to 547. 2 of the most recent cases are in Gallatin County, while 1 is in Stillwater County. Gallatin County has adjusted their total cases to 162, 8 of which are active. And statewide, 52 of the state's cases remain active and 4 people are hospitalized. Montana has seen 18 COVID-related deaths. St. Peter's Health in Helena is making changes to its coronavirus restrictions. Today, the hospital announced they will allow 2 people to accompany or visit patients, but it will be healthcare professionals' discretion if patients are in a higher risk area like the ER. Also starting today, the hospital is moving its drive-up COVID-19 testing site from the tents behind the hospital to the urgent care facilities. Patients can now pull into a designated parking spot. A healthcare professional will go to their car to complete the test. The hospital's chief medical officer told MTN News they're making these changes because support is critical to the healing process.
Having loved ones at the bedside to complete the healing process. It is an absolutely critical part of healing those that expect us to heal them. And so we have to find that balance between preventing spread of infection and providing that support.
The hospital is requiring visitors to wear a mask. All visitors will be screened at the entrances for symptoms or contact with anyone who has had COVID-19, and there are masks available to borrow. Well, following up on a story that's rooted around feeding families, the USDA is putting produce in the hands of agencies like the Salvation Army in Great Falls to give away to local communities. Major Mark King says they've hosted 2 farmers to families events so far, and after the first decided to downsize distribution from 1,500 boxes to roughly 100. The agency will continue to hold smaller giveaways and partner with area nonprofits to distribute the remaining food boxes. He says a Zoom call with partners today finalized the decision to keep the distribution process as is. Salvation Army is finalizing the list of agencies who will be distributing boxes or using the produce to supplement existing nutrition programs. And King says he's also aware of a photo circulating on social media showing unopened produce boxes by a dumpster. He says Salvation Army is not able to control what happens to the produce once it leaves their property. He believes agencies must work even harder to ensure food gets into the hands of the hungry.
And we really want to make sure that our agencies are working hard, that they're giving food to folks who really need it.
And the Salvation Army and Vineyard Church are the two agencies hosting large distributions this week. We will have more details and other agencies involved on our websites. Well, we'd like to give a big thank you to everyone for contributing to the Rebound Montana Relief Fund. Your donations have helped it to reach almost $327,000, which includes matching funds from AMB West Philanthropies and MTN, plus a generous $100,000 contribution from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Montana. If you'd like to help fellow Montanans rebound, you can go to KXLH or KRTV.com/relief to make a donation today. Well, the Helena City Commission will hear from the public tonight on the plan to permanently close a street in the State Capitol complex for the Montana Heritage Center construction project. The commission will hold an online public hearing during tonight's regular meeting. Last month, they took the first step to vacate 6th Avenue between Roberts and Sanders Streets. The Montana Heritage Center will be an expansion of the current Montana Historical Society building. The design team originally looked at constructing a separate building across 6th connected with a tunnel, but they say they would prefer to build an addition to the current facility, which they argue would be safer, more secure, and more efficient. However, some nearby residents say they're concerned closing 6th will redirect more traffic onto residential streets. The City of Helena is considering a change to their animal control ordinance, which would see new violations for dangerous dogs and ease the burden of the Humane Society for caring for seized animals. MTN's John Riley has more.
In Helena, a dog owner is responsible for making sure their animal is under their control, not killing other domestic animals, and not biting people. Under current city code, there is no specific violation for a dog that bites or attacks another animal or human.
There is a nuisance animal ordinance, but it's pretty vague. The definition says that nuisance animal is any animal that howls or barks for a prolonged period of time, disturbing a person, or by other means.
A comprehensive rewrite of the city's animal control ordinance hopes to change that by creating specific offenses for an owner whose dog, unprovoked, causes injury to a human or domestic animal. The city has been using a civil designation and impoundment process for potentially dangerous or dangerous dogs, but the civil designation doesn't allow for the court to implement restitution for the injured party, which is why the city has been leaning on the nuisance animal violation. Another proposed change would allow the city to request relinquishment of a dangerous dog if the owner isn't meeting the requirements of the court or city code. Currently, while the case is being heard, the care of the animal falls upon the Lewis and Clark Humane Society, who say the costs can range from hundreds to thousands of dollars.
It can go on from a week to 6 months to a year to 2 years, depending on the situation. So there just really isn't a clear end date, which is what a lot of the ordinances are hoping to rectify.
The city wants to assure citizens that proposed changes are geared towards dangerous dogs who are running at large. The new code has multiple protections for affirmative defense that allows the dog to defend its owner, home, or self from other attacks. Reporting in Helena, John Riley, MTN News.
And the City Commission will have their first hearing on the proposed animal control ordinance tonight. If approved, there will be a public hearing Monday, July 13th. NeighborWorks Great Falls will be participating in NeighborWorks Week over the next few days, and you can too. There are over 200 community-based organizations across the country who are parts of the NeighborWorks network. The goal of NeighborWorks Week is to raise awareness for the impact that those organizations have had on communities across America. NeighborWorks Great Falls is asking homeowners to participate in a giveaway. All you have to do is share a picture of yourself in front of your house, tag NeighborWorks Great Falls, and share a little bit about your home owning journey. NeighborWorks will also have a booth set up in downtown Great Falls on Thursday where people can come out and learn more about the organization.
On Thursday, we will be downtown. We'll be right in front of the murals on 5th. And so we'll be right across from N-Bar. We'll have some different NeighborWorks pieces to give out. and you can come learn more about NeighborWorks, check it out, take your photo in front of the murals.
And anyone who stops by on Thursday can also enter to win a giveaway from Jonas Sprinklers.
I'm Sean Wells at Glacier National Park on day one of their phased reopening.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. The 5:30 news continues on Montana's news leader.
Welcome back. After a 2-month closure due to the coronavirus pandemic, Glacier National Park officially reopened this morning. MTN's Sean Wells lets us know what visitors can expect when they enter the park.
Day one of the park's phased reopening sees the park with limited hours, capacity, and extra safety measures in place.
I could probably say in the history of the park, we've never quite opened this way.
Glacier National Park officially reopened their doors Monday after a 2-month closure due to the coronavirus pandemic. Only the West Glacier entrance is open at this time, with the East Glacier entrance remaining closed as the Blackfeet Reservation maintains COVID-19 restrictions through June 30th. At this time, visitors are able to access Abcar and go into the Sun Road only as far as Lake McDonald Lodge. Glacier National Park Superintendent Jeff Mao says visitor centers, overnight accommodations, and backcountry permits, among other activities, remain closed at this time.
Very few other services are ongoing at this point other than using the restroom, finding a place to park, and enjoying the views.
Brandon Berthelsen traveled from East Glacier to attend the park's reopening. He's taking extra safety measures and hopes all visitors follow social distancing guidelines.
It's my favorite place to be. I'm excited for the park to be reopening. As you can see, I'm wearing a mask. I'm trying to take precautions and hoping that everybody else does as well.
Park Superintendent Jeff Mao expects the Lake McDonald Lodge to open to visitors by June 15th and for park hours to be extended around that same date. Mao says the park is in constant contact with Blackfeet Reservation officials on finding a safe time frame for the east entrance to reopen. He says a COVID-19 testing center will open at West Glacier Village next week.
We're working with the Blackfeet to figure out when that may change, when that status may change. At the same time, we're working at putting in many of the measures to monitor for COVID-19 as the park opens up.
As of now, the park closes at 4:30 each evening. Those hours may change in the coming week. In West Glacier, Sean Wells, MTN News.
Well, the high pressure is building in, allowing our temperatures to start warming up. I'll have a full look at your 7-day forecast after this break.
It's been said that if you don't like the weather in Montana, just wait 5 minutes and it will change. Well, Mining City residents woke up to a snow-covered scene today. MTN's John Amey reports.
Snow fell wet and heavy in Butte Monday, causing damage and some power outages.
It's just crazy spring weather in Butte, Montana. We got trees down everywhere, power lines down everywhere.
The accumulated snow was heavy enough to cause this large tree limb to fall on some parked vehicles on Alabama Street.
We saw the snow had been too heavy, it had taken down quite a few limbs on the trees, and as you can see, this limb here is out in the street.
No major damage has been reported from the fallen power lines and tree limbs, but the mess will require plenty of cleanup throughout the day.
We'd called Public Works, and they explained that that's not their issue to solve, that the homeowner needs to take care of it, so I'm waiting on a crew of guys to come and clean it up.
And here on Gladstone Avenue, a police officer is blocking off this part of the street to keep traffic from going through because the heavy snow caused a main power line to come down into the street.
Everybody's out running around and doing the best we can to keep everybody safe in the community and closing these streets off so nobody gets injured.
In Butte, John Amey, MTN News.
Well, and a lot of people that are at around that 5,000 feet level and above, they've been experiencing snow a lot today. National Weather Service were posting pictures, so go check those out if you'd like. We are still having to deal, though, with a lot of rain and scattered showers. And really zooming on in here close to Glasgow, we've looked at this this band of showers that have kind of like bowed out, as there you go, as you see, and impacting areas close to Wolf Point. So still dealing with a lot of rain and thunderstorms out to you all, but back close to home, Wolf Creek, as well as we just had a shower move over our station here in Great Falls. Stanford, as well as White Silver Springs, getting in on a lot of rain. And how much rain have we seen already today? Over 3/10 of an inch of rain here in the Electric City. Not quite that down towards the capital, just shy of 2/10 of an inch of rain. But you head on out to Glasgow and you looked at over a half an inch of rain. And I went ahead and checked where we're at so far in Great Falls this month. We are at 1.05, we're over 1.05 inches so far, and we typically are right around 0.8 inches, so we are at a 2/10 of an inch surplus. How about that? How much rain are we expected to get as we head throughout the next couple of hours? Well, for the Electric City, only maybe 1/100th of an inch of rain, so I don't expect for us to really see much more. Same with Missoula. As you head on out to Lewistown, maybe close to 1/10 of an inch of rain, but overall we're going to be looking at just everything starting to quiet down. It will be nice. So far we're looking at temperatures 53 in Great Falls, down towards Lewistown 50 degrees, Fort Benton 54, and Helena 55. It was kind of a chilly start to our day today, and we're going to even see an even chillier start tomorrow. Temperatures elsewhere, we're seeing 64 in Jordan, 61 in Glasgow. As you head on out to Cut Bank, 54 degrees, and down towards Bozeman, 47. Now today's high did get up to around 57 degrees here in Helena. The average is around 73, and the record was set back in 2015 when it was 93 degrees. That was the year that I graduated college. I know, right? As we take a look over the last 3 hours, why are we seeing the rain that we are? It's because of this upper level low pressure that's just allowing for the showers to circulate around the Treasure State into Canada. So that's what we're seeing. And as we head throughout the next several hours, around 48 hours, we're actually going to see a drying trend. High pressure gets closer to us by around 6:30 in the morning. Notice how we really dry out. Then the high pressure will start to scoot down towards southern Idaho, allowing for a possibility for scattered showers. I think the continental divide will really stop them from trying to get into the plains, but we're going to be looking at a partly sunny day for those in Helena and a mostly sunny day for us here in Great Falls and everywhere else in the north central Montana area. By Wednesday, high pressure scoots on over towards Oregon before it starts to build back in. By 5 o'clock on Wednesday, we're going to see our temperatures really start to warm up, but we have to also deal with some winds before we get there. We're looking at 30 to 40 mile per hour winds by midnight in Lewistown, 10 to 20 in Great Falls, as well as Helena, and 20 to 30 in Cut Bank. Continuing throughout the day, tomorrow morning we're going to be waking up to some windy conditions, so heads up, that's what we're expecting. In terms of this warm up, we're looking at 80 degrees by Thursday, 88 on Friday. Some places could see 90. Saturday we're going to start to introduce chances for showers and thunderstorms again, and we're going to see our temperatures kind of cool off. And for Helena tomorrow, partly sunny day, but temperatures warm up to 84 by Friday before we start to introduce the chances for scattered showers and thunderstorms starting off on the weekend into the part of the work week. Tom?
Well, since Cece's such a part of the news team at this point, we even got our KRTV polo. We got your social distancing game changers coming up later.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. The 5:30 news continues on Montana's News Leader.
Our sports team has been working from home for the last 80 days, but that hasn't stopped them from counting down the best performances each week. Here's Tom and Cece with this week's Game Changers.
All right, we're doing another edition of Game Changers. I'm sure you guys are sick of me, so we're going to let Cece take this one over entirely. Don't eat it. More businesses reopening, including Wheels of Thunder in Great Falls. Doesn't matter how good you are or how bad you are. Strap on the skates and let's rock. Number 4, something cool on the Central Avenue Bridge in the Electric City.
Padlocks of love. Here's how it works. Write your name and that of a loved one, and then clip the lock onto the fence. Toss the key into the river as a sign of commitment to your enduring love. At number 3, Helena Middle School did something fun to bid farewell to students. 40 teachers and staff waved goodbye during a train parade to get some FaceTime with departing 8th graders after weeks of remote learning. At number 2, Glacier National Park opens up on Monday, but Yellowstone is celebrating 1 week with the gates open. A good economic boost for the park and surrounding communities. At number 1, the pandemic didn't stop graduations for high school students, including the Helena High and Capitol High class of 2020. Congratulations to all those who locked in and focused and earned their diploma during these trying times.
All right, stay tuned. We'll be right back with a final check of weather.
Just heads up, chilly start to our morning. 38 in Helena, 39 in Great Falls, 33 Tim down in White Silver Springs.
All right, so just above the freezing mark there.
Just above the freezing mark.
But it's going to get warmer.
It will.
It'll come back.
Yeah, 88 on Friday.
Well, there you go. That's all the time we have. We'll see you back here tonight at 10.